So welcome to the final episode of my series reviewing all the big SUVs that I can get my hands on here over the winter time, and the Audi Q7 is actually the final one. We drove the VW Touareg, the Mercedes GLE and also the Porsche Cayenne. This is the last one that I'm filming here, actually the new Audi Q7, and probably the most exciting car, I have to say, because this car not only got a little facelift like those other cars, but this is a completely new car that was launched last year. And not only did the Q7 lose a lot of weight, which now makes it possible to let this car compete with those other SUVs. The old Q7 was just a big car that would be, I guess, in a class above the GLE, Cayenne and Touareg, competing more with the Mercedes GLS, which is another bigger car. But they've lost so much weight, I believe around 300 kilograms or so, that this car now completely competes in this sector with some of the cars that used to be considered smaller SUVs than the Q7. A friend of mine from Switzerland actually completely surprised me by telling me that she bought one of these. And you have to know, this is somebody who is completely on the same page with me as far as sportive driving goes, but also somebody who really cares about having comfort in their daily driver, or in her daily driver, I should say. And yeah, she said to me, well, I didn't actually plan to buy one of these, Guido, especially not based on looks, which is a discussion that I'll leave up to you. I think the redesign actually has grown a lot on me, and this car looks beautiful with the S-Line package on it and with the big wheels, which are also optional. But yeah, I was completely surprised when she told me that she bought one of these. But now that I'm driving the Q7 here, which brings me to the driving impressions, I completely understand her choice. Because when you want to get as much comfort as possible in a daily driver, not only is an SUV a perfect choice, but the Q7 here, like I'm driving it, with the optional air suspension on it, is one of the most comfortable cars that I've ever driven.
The test car Audi sent me came fully loaded with over 60,000 euros worth of options on top of the 53,000 euro base price. This 3.0 TFSI V6 is the most powerful engine available, developing 333 horsepower and 440 Nm of torque, good for 0 to 100 in 6.1 seconds and 250 km of top speed. The adaptive air suspension is a must-have, just like the optional all-wheel steering, which gives the Q7 a surprisingly small turning circle. Inside, comfort is cranked up to 11 with 18-way power individual Contour Comfort front seats with massage function, a Bang & Olufsen 3D advanced sound system, 2 driver assistance packages, and Audi's new virtual cockpit, which I like much better than the version used in the new Audi TT. As long as you ignore the super cheap and unnecessary pedal shifters, the build quality and finish is absolutely amazing, and the Q7 remains one of the most spacious and comfortable SUVs on the market today.
So what we can adjust here actually are a few different driving modes. If you've seen my other Audi reviews, you know that they use this drive select button system here. And actually there are a few different modes. We have an all-road mode, which I guess is for all-wheel driving, but we also have an efficiency mode. That's what I'm using most of the time here actually, because I want to see just how fuel efficient this car is. A comfort mode, an auto mode, dynamic and individual. So I'm going to keep it in the efficiency mode just to see what kind of consumption I'm getting here. But I have to say the dynamic mode, I tried, it doesn't really change that much about this car's overall character. It is very comfortable. The steering in this car is pretty light but decently direct, so it's not as much of a problem for me to drive this car on a winding road as in the Mercedes GLE, where I just didn't really get any feel for the front axle, and yeah, it just felt like I had to do a ton of corrections during corners. So yeah, steering is really light but suits this car's comfortable character. What's really incredible, I have to say, is just the comfort of this air suspension. I mean, yes, the VW Touareg was great. The Cayenne that I drove was a sportier version, so that's not really competing with it. But this Q7 here is, yeah, just incredibly comfortable. And I think that's what customers who buy these cars want. They don't want something sporty that, yeah, impresses you with corner performance. I mean, who wants that in an SUV? Buy a sports car instead, or buy a nice, yeah, sporty sedan or something like this. Or maybe get one of these super fast station wagons that also Audi builds, like an Audi RS6, for example. So the comfort of this car is amazing, I have to say. I mean, I'm on one of these bumpy roads here in the small towns in the Odenwald, and I don't feel anything of the road, I have to say. It just cushions out everything, and yeah, it's utterly comfortable to drive. So I love that about this car. We have a 3-liter V6 engine that delivers more than enough power for this car, but like I said, I'm finding myself driving this car in a very relaxed manner, so I'm not really feeling like using the power. Therefore, I keep it in the efficiency mode. The transmission shifts really smooth. You can't feel the shifts. We also have a coasting function, which is something that I already mentioned in the other reviews about SUVs. I think that's really important. That gives you a better fuel consumption. And yeah, it just works really well in these big SUVs for me. Having a coasting function when the transmission shifts into neutral and lets the car roll and coast, that just saves you a lot of fuel in one of these big cars. And yeah, my consumption here is around 10 liters. With a petrol engine, I think that's really impressive, but once you speed up a little bit, it's more around 12, I would say. So keeping it realistic, you are ending up between 11 and 12 liters, I would say, on mixed driving, which is still really good. I mean, this is not a diesel engine. So yeah, guys, that's the end of this review and the series here. And I have to say, yes, I'm very impressed with the comfort of the Q7. And I think it's important to mention that here so often, because there are many people who buy luxury cars and buy expensive cars that end up not being happy with the comfort that the car offers, because many manufacturers focus on performance more and a sporty driving experience, even in cars that really shouldn't be sporty in the first place. And yeah, therefore I think the Q7 is actually the best SUV that I've driven in this series. It's the newest one, it offers the best technology. Yes, it's very expensive, fully loaded like this one that I'm driving here, but to me it's totally worth the price. So I hope to see you in one of the next reviews, guys. I have another luxury car coming up here soon. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this review. Tell me what you think about the Audi Q7 and about SUVs in general. And yeah, that's it from my side, from snowy southwestern Germany here. See you soon, drive safely, bye bye.